Hello everyone. Today we'll be reviewing the Vulcar Fagaloa based on the Volvo Amazon station wagon produced from 1956 to 1970. This also applies to the real-life sedan version. I believe there were some other variants of the Amazon, but I thought you should know that little detail. Anyway, this car features a fine amount of customization to choose from. Some of them really weren't featured on the real-life car, but it's pretty cool to have them. Since this also shares some details from the Chevrolet Nova. But besides all that, you really do have a good amount of bumper options to choose from here. It depends on what type of style you're going for. If you're going for like a barn find, a rally build, a resto mod, it really depends. Um, but as you can see, you can even add a wood interior. That's what I'm gonna do. Although I believe it did not come with a wood interior in the real car, I thought I might as well put it on. It just looks so nice and unique. For the lights, you can add some more rally style lights, even though they don't really do anything. They're kind of just there for show. For the exhaust, you have three options to choose from. So with these exhaust tips, they look very nice. It all depends on if you want to modernize the car or if you just want to do a little extra upgrade. For the headlights, you can mess around with the covers or the bezels around the light. I like how the secondary trim looks, but I'm not sure why there isn't a primary trim tied to the headlight customization. But I might as well just go with a secondary trim, which is basically just chrome. The retro trim looks pretty nice. I like that too. But I feel that the one I want to choose for matches the car better. The one I want to choose. With deliveries, you have plenty of stuff to choose from here. I really like how well detailed they are. I really don't have any issues with these, any complaints. The resolution and the quality of it is very well done. Some of you probably know what these are based on, but these are probably just made up Rowley liveries. Since the real life Amazon was also used as a Rowley vehicle, a little fun fact I thought some of you should know if you didn't know already. So some of these options are quite fitting for the vehicle, although they probably mostly applied more to the sedan variant of the Amazon. But nonetheless, they're still pretty cool to see. I really like the Vulcar racing. It reminds me of the golf liveries, the light blue and the orange. But I'm gonna go for something different with this build. I'm just gonna keep it simple. So I'm not gonna apply any liveries. I'm just gonna show you through the options here. The rusty livery is pretty nice for those of you who really like these rusty barn find style vehicles. For the mirrors, you do have a fine amount to choose from. You have your usual rusty and your square mirrors. I do not recall if the mirrors were square or the car also featured square mirrors. So I'm just gonna leave the round one on. I might change it later, but I'm just gonna leave the round ones on for now. For the plates, I'm gonna put some classic plates on this. Since this is an older car, of course, might as well. For the color, I want to do something nice, a nice light blue, a very light blue that's kind of between white as well. But as you can see, this looks really good in any other color, almost any other color. It looks nice in the greens as well. In the gasoline green, I like how that looks, but I'm going for something else here. Diamond blue looks so nice on this. As I said, I wanted something a little lighter. Surf blue is also a nice option as well if you want something that's more blue. But I want to keep it light for now. For the secondary, you can change the bumper and the trim color. If you want to do that, if you want to color match everything, including the gas cap right there on the side. The interior as well. The trim color applies to the interior. So if you want to color match all of that, you can do that. I wouldn't like to do that, but personally, I feel like it's already too much. Uh, but this was also quite common in vehicles from the 50s where the interior color was matching to the exterior. But as I said, I feel like it's a little bit too much, so I'm just going to leave it black. You have your usual roof accessories here, your roof racks. You know, you have your rusty variant, you have your ski racks, your luggage, your surfboards. For the suspension, you can get this pretty low. It does come with a bit of camber, as you can see. It's a bit annoying. I'm not a fan of the camber. It should have been separate for those of you who like it. The visors, I like these options a lot, but um, I'm not gonna choose any of these to be honest with you. A lot of these options were mostly aftermarket. They really didn't come standard with the car, as far as I can remember. For the wheels, I really love the stock wheels. I'm gonna leave them on, but I'm just gonna show you how all these other wheels look on the car. Not all of them, just some of them. So I'm just gonna go through the lowriders here, which are the closest that you'll get to classic wheels. If you want to go for like a hot rod type of style or a muscle style, you can do that. You can go for a modernized look as well. So if you want to make like a drag build out of this, you can do that. But please be aware that the performance really does not match the looks of the car. If you want to go for something more modernized, of course, I'm going to put the bulletproof tire since I always play in public sessions. You can tint the windows, but I'm not going to do that on a classic car. But anyway, once I'm done here, I'm going to give you a closer look of the car and I'm going to talk about the performance. Detail and texture quality is great. The engine model is interesting here. It looks aftermarket. I personally would have liked if this came standard with like a typical 4 or 5 cylinder engine that was available at the time. You know, a classic engine to match the car. Um, and the modern engine to be like a swap option. It would have been cool to see if there was some other engine models to choose from as well, but that's okay. I can overlook that. It's pretty nice how it has a split tailgate right there in the back. The interior is reused from the peyote and other classic vehicles, but it's not a big deal. It fits the car very well. It's a shame that there wasn't any sunlight to really show off more of the car, but regardless, it still looks really nice at night. Speed is acceptable and handling is great. I really love the way this car handles. I'm not gonna complain too much about the performance and the speed because this is an older wagon. Of course, you can't really expect it to perform that well. It is in the sports classics class, so that means that there's other vehicles in that class that are a lot faster than this, that are better around corners and all that. But besides that, I really love how this feels driving it on the roads around town. Um, if you're those type of people that just like to drive around and put your headphones in and just listen to your playlist, this is probably a perfect car to do that for a while. That's kind of what I do. I just drive around randomly with my own music playlist playing in the background. But if you really plan to use this as a performer, I suggest to look elsewhere, as I said. I just want to quickly mention that I'm still trying to grow the community and expand the channel before GTA 6 comes out. So if you're interested in what I do, please stick around. I really plan to improve my channel and stay around for as long as possible. I will be posting pictures in my community post of the Fagaloa. So if you're interested, please check that out. And as always, thanks for watching.